Hi folks, welcome to the Sabres Reloaded, and the topic for today is I got our trade deadline budget. What is going to be our trade deadline budget? How much are we looking to spend? Are we going to spend? Are we even going to do anything? These are things that are rolling out of my head, guys. I'm trying to figure it out because I'm looking at our blue line. I think we could use just a little help, and I'm not saying a stud. It doesn't have to be. Doesn't have to be Jacob Chikrin. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be. I think he'd be welcome with open arms to our organization if we manage to get him, but I do not want to give up the farm for him, and we'd be stupid to throw a monkey wrench into the engine of a perfect rebuild, I believe, so far. And the way it's going right now under Kevin Adams, folks, we don't want to mess around with this rebuild either. You know, we want to be patient. You know, we just have to wait it out and wait for these kids to get better and better. You know, like we're watching these kids grow up right in front of our eyes right now, and there's more upcoming. And to move them, I think would, you know, it could really backfire. You know, I mean, you think about, I mean, we won that trade with St. Louis, regardless of what they say about winning the cup. They won the cup because of Binnington. It wasn't because of Ryan O'Reilly. I seen that whole playoff. I never got why they gave him the MVP. Binnington was the MVP. If it wasn't for his goaltending, they never would have won that Stanley Cup ever. Never. And yes, Ryan O'Reilly was my second pick. So I thought it was going to be him or Binnington, but I thought Binnington was a runaway. That's what I thought. You know, I'm going to look at, I'm going to break this down best I can. I think forwards were okay. It would have to be something so damn tempting, guys, that we don't have a choice but to do the trade. It would have to be something that Adams looks at this and says, if we don't make this trade, we're out of our minds. Like when he made the Sam Reinhart deal, you know, when we got Devin Levi. That's when he says, you've seen that Sabres Embedded episode, wasn't about the first rounder, it was about getting Devin Levi also. Once he was offered that, he knew, he said, we got to take it. You know, like he just knew, we got to take it. So it's got to be one of those, we got to take it with Kevin Adams. Adams is the type of guy, guys, he's not going to like just throw away the farm. We don't have to worry. That's one thing. We're not going to do a signing like the Leafs did and screw up this rebuild. We're not going to do it. The Leafs were out of their mind signing Tavares. They were out of their mind. I said it then. I couldn't believe how their channels were saying, oh my God, he's coming home. I'm like, you're happy about this, really? With all your young studs you're happy about giving this guy $11 million? What signal does it send to Marner and Matthews and all these guys after? Of course they're going to want more money. Of course, without a doubt. Without a doubt. That was a bad mistake by Toronto. I don't want to make the same one. I don't want the Sabres to make the same one. But mind you, if Toronto win a Stanley Cup, because they could this year, if Toronto win a Stanley Cup because of that, and you know, and Tavares is part of it, then that was a smart move. I'll say it then. But if they don't win a Stanley Cup, boneheaded, dumb move. Boneheaded and dumb if they don't win a Stanley Cup. Because everybody's childhood dream is to be a Maple Leaf, guys, don't you know? Like, don't you know? So everybody wants to be a Maple Leaf. And if Toronto go deep even, let's say to the finals, I will say then that trade was a necessary trade because he was part of that. So far, he has not been a solution to nothing over there. Nothing. He's got the captaincy and that's it. And his team that he left went on 2 deep playoff runs the minute he got out of town. So what's it say? I don't know. I've never been a fan of him. There's certain guys in this league, folks, that I know they're Hall of Famers. And I'm not saying Tavares is one. He's not. He's not a Hall of Famer. But guys like Thornton, I would never want him, even in his prime on the Sabres. Because certain guys just don't have that thing about them come playoff time. Thornton never had it. They had that one good run. And a lot of that was Brett Burns, believe me. But Thornton played good. But he was always invisible come playoff time. Always. And if you're going to say no, he wasn't, then you're just not telling the truth. Because I seen, they used to make fun of him and they'd show him as the Tin Man and all this. Like there's certain players, for some reason, come playoff time, don't light it up. And the truth is, Tavares, any opportunity he's got. I guess maybe he didn't have much opportunity overall, but I don't know. His numbers aren't very good come playoff time. Not really. Not for $11 million. You know, we can't do that. We cannot go there. We cannot make that mistake. We cannot fool ourselves into thinking it's the right thing to do by going to sign a guy like, let's say, Patrick Kane to $10 million at 34 years old. No. 2 million, 3, max 4 if we're being generous for a few years, 2 years. So we can get rid of him by the time, so we have him as a trade chip, and we can move him, or get rid of him, whatever it is. These guys, when they hit their mid-30s, are done in the NHL. There's not many guys that last 35 to 40, folks. You know it. So when a guy's 34, 35, and Kane's already falling off a cliff this year, guys, look at his production. His production isn't bad. It's terrible. You're going to pretend 2 goals in like 40, I don't know, 3 goals in his last 35 games. Even strength is okay for $10 million. We can't pretend and fool ourselves into winning. Okay? This is what non-hockey player fans do. They believe they can talk themselves into winning. No, guys. We got to be very intelligent with the cash. I'm a little taken back by how much we gave Cousins, but not so much. Like, put it this way, it sunk in pretty quick and I felt good about it. Right away. Good, he's locked in. That was my immediate instinct, he's locked in. Adams got it done. We don't have to stress about this in the off season, you know what I mean? So we don't have to worry. Now it's Devin Levi's next, and that's it. I don't want to worry about these things. I want to have my summer, guys. I want to enjoy my summer and not worry about contracts. So let's see what happens. We'll see what we do at the deadline. What do you guys think? Are we going to have a budget? That's why I put a budget. I'm thinking $5 million max. 4.5, 5. That's why Chychrun kind of fits the bill, especially if we can move a guy out. If we can move somebody out. And I'm not doing this thing about Middlestat guys forever. I know a lot of you go with the flow, and Middlestat's playing good lately, so we have to keep him. No. You look at his career when you trade, not just the last month. You look at the career. I could show you patterns in his game where he's non-existent completely in every facet of the game. Every facet. He doesn't. People say, oh yeah, but look, he was 9 for 12 on the faceoffs. I can show you games, guys, where he's 2 for 12. More than I could show you the 9 for 12s, believe me. You know, Middlestat's one that we have to think about. Yoki Haru's another. These are pieces. These are first-round pieces that it's risky to trade them because you don't know what they still might become. But Middlestat's taken forever to develop, I find. And it has to be this year. He has to show us something this year. Not just what he's shown so far. I mean, he's coming into a new contract. Another guy coming into a new contract before we know it's Olofsson. You know, we've got to look at all this eventually. Olofsson I've warmed up to a lot more because he snapped out of his funk a lot quicker than he did last year. But he still got in one. And that worries me too, you know. Again, guys, young squad. Olofsson's not exactly a youngster, but it's a young squad he's playing with. So leave it there. All right. Done. I'm done. I'll see you in the next video, guys.